Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of. You did your hand, Nick. What you got?
No, I was just, what's up?
Oh, welcome back to a new episode of the three of us talk about stuff, and you listen to us talk about it.
Yeah, because it's awesome.
It's awesome. We
Yeah.
got we got Nick from Heat Haze Gaming, the wondrous Lane, the Laneinator, Hemi Dodge 426, the greatness, the bike rider extraordinaire himself, and Callie. Yep, Runeterra player, League obsessor. Anyway, so we haven't been around for a while, so we figured, we probably should to do the thing. So here we are
With the thing.
with the thing. Today we're talking about some pretty interesting stuff. At least I think it's interesting. If I could click the right button.
We've had a lot
Callie.
of stuff happen in a month's time, so
Yeah. Yeah.
When
Okay.
was the last time we did the show?
A month
Was it-
ago.
At
yeah,
least, yeah.
a month.
Everybody's just been really busy and
Oh yeah.
stuff.
That's for sure. Okay, if I can find the page. Here we go. All right. Today's topic: side quests.
Yes,
Side quests. They're a very big deal.
and they can make or break a game.
Yes, so we're discussing what makes a good side quest. What's your favorite side quest? And what type of side quest do you hate in games in addition to what we've been playing? And we're also discussing this Returnal mess that's going on that I'm sure
Yeah.
lots of you have seen. So, side quests, y'all. What kind of side quests do you like?
Non-mandatory.
Yeah.
That's
Keyword
what I like.
keyword side quest, not side quest that's a main quest in disguise.
Exactly. Like Tales of Zestaria, it's like, oh, there's these little purple side quest missions. You can completely ignore them until you hit a certain point in the story, and it's like, hey, all those little purple side quests that you've
Oh.
been ignoring?
Do
There's
all of
about
them.
15 little monikers on your destinations list, etc. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of backtracking, bud.
So
I
mean,
do recall there being a big barrier in Zestaria. It's been a long time since I played that game, but yeah, I'm sure that's why it gets so much flack.
do you guys
Uh,
remember Torna, where they forced you to do side quests to complete the game?
I have it,
Xenoblade
but
2 Torna, yeah. To
I
fight,
picked it up before it shot up in price, so
to fight the final boss, they literally force you to do a certain amount of side quests.
I thought that was the first one.
No,
Torna. Okay.
yeah, Torna, they make you do all the stuff.
I got it. I have those in the backlog.
They're very good.
Yes,
As
I've
long as
been
you
debating
accept them that they are not perfect, they are very fun.
So I think one thing I was thinking about when we were kind of just thinking about this topic, I do like side quests that have a lot of story to them. Like I think of games like The Witcher 3 in particular. Like the side quests in that game are like have actually like really good stories, and they certainly, while not mandatory to the main story, they do add a lot of substance to the main story if you do choose to do them. So
Content.
yeah, exactly. And so I do. And another game I think of is Horizon Zero Dawn had some pretty good side
Yes.
quests with good.
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
Yes. None of them
Um,
felt just tacked on, really.
Yeah.
Each one served a purpose.
Yeah, those are the kind of side quests I think are like top notch. But I was also thinking, like, at the same time, I also do not mind side quests. I think of games not like OG Xenoblade Chronicles, but the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles, where the side quests, while they are like super like minimal effort, like to me, like it's just really chill, to just go do a bunch of side quests in Xenoblade Chronicles. Or I also think of Bravely Default 2. Some of those side quests, while they may not have a lot of depth to them or story, they're kind of just this. It's almost like if you're getting a little bit too, like, the story's maybe burning you out a little bit, you just kind of want to take a step back and just chill.
Yes.
Like, I think those side quests are kind of a good way to kind of just take a break from the main story. Like, maybe you're not in the mood, maybe you're not in a good story mood at the moment. Like, you don't have time to pay like super good attention, or whether just doing those side quests that are kind of monotonous, I think aren't always so bad. Just, it depends on my mood anyway.
So
that's my thoughts on it.
the side quests in Nier Replicant are like the antithesis. That is the worst backtracking I've ever seen. They're like, go kill these things, 5 screens over, reload, run back here because there's no fast travel. And then when you do that, they're like, hey, we also need you to go back here and do this for a different quest that we just gave you now. So you spend another 10 minutes running there, kill things for a long time to get the things, come back, turn them in again. It's crazy. Ram is here. Hi, Ram.
Hey, Ram.
Hi, Ram. Yeah, I agree. So I didn't get Nier Replicant, but I played Nier on the PS3 like not that long ago. Like,
Same side quest. You know what I mean, though. They suck.
Yeah, the side quests are terrible.
Yeah. Some of them are okay, but the thing is, like, they have some like fast travel locations, but still, it doesn't get you anywhere close where you need to be. Really.
They don't have fast travel.
I think Automata does.
Well, not Replicant.
I think the side quests in Nier Automata were better than
Oh, yeah.
OG Nier.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them were pretty good, I thought.
But it still requires like some backtracking to areas you've been. But it usually involves like fighting maybe an enemy that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And I like stuff like that where it like adds some new content to the game. I hate games that are just like, the deer are ravaging the fields. We need them to quit eating all the grass. Go kill 15 of them and that'll be about right.
Well, there was a quest I had to do in Nier Replicant this last week. It was so awful. They're like, we need like 8 goat hide and 8 sheep hide. And for every 10 goats you kill, you might get 1 hide. And there's only like 5 goats per screen. So you have to kill them all, run out, reset, reload, kill them again, get nothing. Oh, it was so bad.
I hate that, especially in like single player games, because it really serves no purpose. MMOs, I get the grind and more content. It's hard for games to keep it fresh at times when they have to put out so much content. But in a single player game where it's supposed to be a finished product that they, have spent all this time on, when I see kill 15 of this enemy and I have to wait for them to respawn, I'm like, I'm freaking done with this quest.
I mean, I remember
if I've already killed them, no.
I remember doing
a new enemy.
I remember doing a lot of dailies at the end of what WoW expansion is that? The one after Legion. I don't even know what it is. Oh yeah, Battle for Azeroth. Like doing your dailies because I was a hardcore raider doing mythic raids. So you had to get all the quests done so you get the best gear and best essences and best. And it was terrible. But what you had to do is you had to kill, like everyone was trying to kill the same one. So you would fly around and you'd see one and you'd get it. And then you fly for another 10 minutes. You might get another one. And you spend hours just doing these dailies. And it's real bad. Like MMOs, if you learn nothing else from Callie, don't waste your life playing MMOs.
Like I watched Dead Gain or somebody playing it.
That's Dead Gain, yeah.
Yeah. And that's all he was doing pretty much. That's dailies all the time.
He used to be the main tank in one of my guilds. That's how we know each other. He was very good. I was a mage and a boomkin at the time. So
he's very good at Titanfall.
Yes, he is very good at Titanfall. He lost a crap ton of weight. Like, he lost like 50, 60 pounds in the last couple of years.
Wow.
Yeah, good on him.
Yeah, I would have never known.
Anyway,
one game I'm thinking of in particular that I love, like Dragon Quest XI. I love that game, but some of the side quests in that game suck. Like, they have some that, like, you need you need to do a bunch of random encounters to get like a rare like gold version of a cactus or something stupid.
Yeah.
And then they have other side quests, where in Dragon Quest XI they have like the pep up mechanic, to
Oh
where
yeah. It's pretty
certain
much psych up.
characters, yeah, so where certain characters get psyched up and they can do like a combination attack. They have quests where you need to do a certain up attack on a certain enemy, and it sucks
Oh.
because unless those characters get pepped up at a relatively the same time, you may get a case where maybe let's say you need one with 3 characters, 2 of them will get pepped up, the third one will never get pepped up, and then the other 2 will lose their pep.
Right.
So you got to sit there and grind get the pep things over again. Yeah, it sucks.
Because it's hit or miss whether you get like the pep up or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
I think there's like buffs. I don't know. I think it probably comes from certain equipment that increases your pep up chance.
Yeah.
But it's still RNG at the end of the day.
Like Final Fantasy 8 or Dragon Quest 8. Same company.
Yeah.
Big difference though.
Yeah, I mean, I liked some of the side quests in 7 Remake. I thought they were kind of decent. But some of them were also terrible. Yeah.
Yes, obvious filler. I was like, you could have done better.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 15 was worse. Like the main story is telling you need to hurry and get to
Luna Freya. Luna. Yeah.
And Noctis is
yeah, and Noctis is catching frogs because man of the people.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Stupid.
Out gigging frogs.
Oh, it's Gozu. Hi, Gozu.
Gozu Critic is in his house.
Got Gozu Critic.
Welcome.
I was actually going to reference Final Fantasy 15 myself because there are some side quests that are actually fun. Like, I got the platinum for that game when I was on my platinum kick, and there was one hunt side quest where you fight the Tonberry Masters or something, Tonberry Knights rather, and they look like your stereotypical Tonberries, and you're like, okay, I've fought a couple of these guys before. They can be dangerous, but no big deal. I'm over leveled at this point. I'll be fine. And then their little chef's knives become like giant 15-foot long lightsabers, and they force jump around all the time, like insta-killing your party.
It's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, it's insane. And you're like, it's got this epic battlefield where you fight them, kind of like the Tomb of the Old Kings or something. And it's just, I'm like, wow. This is some high quality content for just a stupid hunt. And or the Garuda side quest. Like if you got an update, it included Garuda from Final Fantasy 14.
That was a great fight. I loved that fight.
Gives you a summon unique to that side quest from Final Fantasy 14. And it's just like anything that adds like new content or maybe some really good rewards or something for it, I feel like is a good side quest. Or maybe just some character development. A good example of this is actually in East 9. When you go to the end of the game, I mean, throughout the game, there are some side quests that feel completely relevant to the main plot, which is you have like barriers that you have to fill up a certain percentage of by completing side quests or finding monsters. And honestly, I feel sorry for anyone that skipped out on the side quest because they feel completely relevant, especially the deeper in the game you become to the main plot. And character development is there. The rewards are there, new content, new enemies, etc.
But you got to remember, there was one set of side quests that were atrocious, and that's the invade the prison with the unarmored at-all.
That's not really a side quest, that's a main quest, but...
It's garbage, and I hate it. I'm never finishing that game. I'm just going to watch the story, because
it's actually, like, it's like your basic action RPG.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
real basic.
It's like
Like
you
your
take,
grandma's butter on her table basic.
hey, don't dish the butter.
That actually brings up an interesting question,
Yeah.
like, or because I think there are a lot of side quests that should have been main quests, and
Yeah.
like if you miss them, like they're missable, like you could potentially miss out on some really good, either good story or potentially good items or
Like
something. And
Cold
Yes,
Steel. Like Cold
I
Steel
was about
has
to
like
say.
amazing items from those side quests.
yeah, in particular, games that maybe the side quests aren't tracked very well, and they're kind of like, unless you're reading the guide, you wouldn't really know about them
Right.
easily. Like that kind of stuff is it's old school, but like
Yeah.
that's one thing I think of, like especially like a lot of old like Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 6 comes to mind. Like there's a secret side quest for Shadow that's like really good, and like unless you know to do this and that, you never see that or even know that existed. And like
Exactly.
yeah, so
Or getting him back in the new world. You have to bet this one blade, or else like you'll never get Shadow back. Like
right,
you talk to one NPC at like one of the villages, and it said he was set off to find this blade. If you did not talk to that NPC, you would have no clue. You would not
right,
even know that Shadow was there.
yeah,
Like
Well, I know you're not going to get this other reference I'm about to say, but there was a really long side quest in Xenoblade Chronicles X where there's somebody that puts explosive lobsters in the town.
now that sounds legit.
And if you don't get them all, it will kill everyone. Now, finding them all is nearly impossible, but the boss you have to fight at the end of that is super hard. But you would miss that entire side story if you just skipped it. I
Right.
mean, what's some other games like that that I could think? I'm just looking at my list of stuff. I mean, there's so many games that like Faust on Legend of Dragoon. Like if you don't get all those Stardust, you never get this awesome wizard that's this crucial to the story, super evil guy.
mhm.
You don't
Which
even
I
know
have
he's there.
never played.
That's a great
Um,
game. That's
yeah, I
such
watched
a good
someone
game.
recently. I was like, wow, the environments for this game look even better than like Final Fantasy 7 or 8, really. Like the level of detail in it is just
Yeah,
phenomenal. You can tell Sony backed that game.
Or, I mean, so just looking at a list of stuff, I know like the Persona games, if you don't do the side quests to get your party members up, you miss so much story. Your
Right.
confidants, oh my goodness.
yeah,
Like their whole backstory, pretty much.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that, it doesn't even feel like a side quest, though, because they work it into the story
it's
so
so
well.
good.
Like
yeah,
Persona's story and gameplay just go hand in hand with that mesh between like getting your social links up. It enhances the gameplay while you're experiencing the story.
yeah,
Just anything like that is just phenomenal.
yeah,
Integration of the story into your gameplay really just, I don't know, it just
yeah,
brings you into that world. And any side quest that can manage to do that is great. Like Mass Effect, you get to choose the story. So your dialogue options become completely relevant to
yeah.
your quest or whatever it is. You
Uh,
might get some new weapons or maybe even like a new party member or something. It's just like that interaction helps bring you
Yeah.
in.
like Suikoden, like think of all the characters in Suikoden that you wouldn't have without side quests.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nick. And I think that's why Mass Effect and Persona are like up there for some of my favorite games ever.
Yes.
And like, and I think the more I think about it, I think the reason for that is because the level of like character to character interaction and like the kind of that relationship that builds is like, it's like you're getting to know somebody like in real life almost. It almost feels like a life sim, you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
in Persona in particular, like the whole like day to day gameplay loop in Persona it just feels like it's incredibly immersive. Like you really feel like, you know, the main character, since you're hanging out with your friends after school and, you know, maybe going and raiding the palace,
Right.
things of that nature. It's just super immersive. And same with
Like,
Mass Effect, like just, you know, you do a mission and then you go around and you talk to all your crewmates, see how they're doing and stuff, resolve conflicts. I love that.
What do
yes.
you think about like Majora's Mask, where the most of the optional masks you get are from side quests, and there's story hooked to all of them.
Well, the story is like largely irrelevant to the overall plot, but it is very interesting in most of those scenarios. And there's always some kind of reward for completing
Yep.
that quest, whether it's like instantaneous or it allows you to complete like another quest. It's the level design for Majora's Mask is phenomenal.
I loved it.
Everything
It was a
is
good
like
game.
overlapping. It's very complex. And whoever designed that game, my gosh, they must have had a freaking like line chart going all over the place trying to figure out how to make it all fit together. And the thing about that game is you go into it not knowing a clue. You don't know a dang thing about it, but as more time goes on, you listen to like the text and everything of the characters, and you might just completely disregard it, but you'll be completely in the dark if you do. And as you go around talking to all these different individuals, it all just seems to fit together. And as you unlock one short little side quest, like say you run this letter for this person or anything, you can give that letter to someone that's behind a door. They'll give you a mask. The mask lets you go into another room or something that you didn't have access to, and it might have a special ability to go with it. It's just the level design for that game is on point, and anything that allows you to like have some kind of reward and progress like a certain plot line or anything, just that sense of progression is what really keeps people going. Maybe actual plot, any kind of like plot wise progression. I mean, any game can give you a monetary value of XP and money to spend, and you're like, oh, well, I get some new stuff, but or I can go to the shop, or I'm a little stronger. But that little gratification is hardly comparable to what you get to from like any actual advancement in like the plot, your abilities.
Well, think about the ultimate weapons of Final Fantasy X, that cancerous
Yes.
crap you had to do to get
Oh
it.
god, that was
To dodge the lightning bolts, get the perfect time on the chocobo race, the balloons, and
I was like, nope, I'm out.
yeah, god, that was freaking.
I got the chocobo
Dark
balloon
Aeons.
race. I got that one. That's the only one I got. And the butterflies in the forest.
The amount of grinding in that game makes me think that I need a drink.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But, I mean, there's, like, even the Mega Man X series, there's some of the, I think it's X2, there's a complete plot line with Vile that you don't even get to see and participate in unless you do the fights and win them in a certain order. And there's an entire story section locked behind the side content and really good gear locked behind it, too.
And it's so cryptic in those old games. Like, you
Oh,
would
yeah.
never know. And the thing about that is, like, Falcom kind of does it.
Falcom
like,
does it all the time. They don't
like
stop.
any Falcom game. But the thing is, Falcom always does a good job of like integrating some kind of story to go with it, and usually some kind of pretty good reward to make it worthwhile. Like even in the East games, there's like maybe one or two things that you can do to unlock like an extra item or something, and it just can make or break like the next dungeon or something. Like it's kind of optional, but not really because you really need it. I don't know. Falcom.
So what's
does
your
their own
all's
thing.
favorite side quest of all the games you've ever done? What is the side quest that is the most memorable, your favorite?
Oh boy.
How about this? How about a retro one and a modern one? Because I have two.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll give-
I
have to
can-
think about that.
Go ahead, Nick.
I can do mine. For my modern one, I'll go with East 9 because one of the final quests in the final chapter is a side quest with Xavier, the Rue, I think it's called, the little guy with the sword.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Oh yeah, hilarious little guy. I love his accent and everything. And you're on like a treasure hunt with him, pretty much. And it delves into his origin story, and it like tells you some stuff that's relevant to the overall plot and why he is there. And you could completely miss it. And you also get like one of the best items in the game. And I was like, well, freak yeah, I'm equipping this. Why wouldn't I? It's just like huge bonus to like completing the quest. Plus the character's backstory. It's right before the final fight, pretty much. It leads into the main plot and kind of how everything came to be and stuff. The thing is that quest is referenced throughout the entire game and it's completely missable. Like you find stuff telling about the legends and everything, and it references Xavier and his backstory and everything, and you're like, holy crap, he's such and such. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but very relevant to the overall plot. It gives you the character's backstory. There's a huge reward, and it's not too difficult as long as you know the area. The biggest problem with East 9 is figuring out how to use your gifts so that you can actually access the entire map. Like that's the longest thing about that game. Otherwise, speedrunning would be like fast crap. If as long as you know how to traverse each individual obstacle, you could probably beat the game in like 10, 15 hours, if that. Speedrunning, just going through the dialogue.
Yeah, the combat in that game feels so unweighted. Like everything you're just attacking, it's like I don't even feel like I'm hitting anything. I'm just pressing a button, my character's like waving around.
Wombo combo.
It's just that's really what turned me off with it, and I'm just gonna go and watch the story and finish it out that way because I can't be asked. I can't.
Well, the thing about that game is that it's an East title. And every East game, pretty much, as long as you play on normal difficulty, is going to require you, unless you just get really good at the game, to grind.
Yeah.
If you're your average player, you're not going to be able to beat the boss without grinding. And the problem with East 9 is the higher level cap. So instead of grinding 1 or 2 levels, you're grinding like 5 to 10.
Ugh.
And it still takes about the same amount.
I will admit, the first like 10 hours of the game were stellar. I loved it, and then it like tanked.
Well, the thing is, as the plot gets good, the level scaling goes higher. So it's a great game. The balance goes out the window.
Well, I mean, it is less than a
end.
90 on Metacritic, so
Yeah.
you know it can only be so
It's
hard.
a great story,
Enough said.
and if you're a longtime East player, then you're going to enjoy it. So
Lane, what about you? What's your modern one?
Well, so I don't know if I would necessarily would say these are my favorite, maybe the most memorable.
Yeah.
Ones that are sticking out to me. So for retro, I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VII when Yuffie steals your materia.
Oh yeah.
that came to mind.
And you need to go chase her down in Wutai and doing all the Wutai stuff. I really enjoyed all that. And then modern, I was thinking of just the entire game of Mass Effect 2, honestly, because like the whole ending of that game, if you played it, you know, like basically everyone's life hangs on the balance of every decision you've made in that entire game.
Right.
So I kind of think of the whole game as like, you know, you could take the easy way and probably kill half your crew, or you could do everything and just make sure you make good decisions. Same with Mass Effect 3. I mean, really, they actually
You
track.
can still lose 1 or 2 if you're not careful, though.
Yeah, it is very hard to get to have everyone survive.
But it also
Um,
makes it more worthwhile. You know.
Indeed, sir.
Are you gonna pick up the Legendary Edition, Lane?
Absolutely.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
I've already pre-ordered it.
Nice.
It should be on
When
release
does
days.
when does that drop?
I guess next
actually?
A
week.
week from today,
Oh shoot.
14th.
No, it's aw shucks. That's the Nick phrase.
Shucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, interesting enough, kind of a side tangent, but
A side quest.
yeah.
Side quest and a side quest.
What was I saying? Kelly, you distracted me.
That was good though. Come on.
It was good. So Mass Effect Legendary, it's 120 frames a second on Series X. It's only 4K 60 on PS5. And apparently the reason for that is because they don't have a PS5 version of the game. So the best they can do on PS4 Pro obviously is, well, I think the PS4 Pro doesn't actually have 120 hertz output.
No, so it's a PS4 game. That sucks.
Yeah. So
not many
Wow.
people have 120 hertz TV. It's a,
No. Except this guy.
yeah. That are you gonna buy it on the Xbox?
I don't have a Series X.
Oh.
I mean, I have an Xbox One, but it won't do 120 frames. a
No,
second.
it'll look at it and be like, "Nah, fam, I'm out."
Yeah. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's just like.
Well, I gotta
Whatever.
say, for my modern, the one that sticks out in my memory the most, it's still one of the funniest side quests I think I've ever seen in a game, and that's the Bubble Man side quest from Yakuza Like a Dragon.
That entire game though is
That
just
game-
hilarious.
That game may be the greatest modern JRPG that's ever been released. Like that, it's so funny. The combat is great. The job systems are good. The story is relevant and legit and wholly possible. It's got summons. The freaking POW mates are hilarious. Like the Bubble Man side quest, for those of you that haven't seen it, you're walking past this lane, and all of a sudden, well, there's this guy that's waving you over, and he looks over and he's like, "What can I do for you?" And he's like, "So I really need your help. I've lost all my clothes, and I have to get to my grandmother who's in the hospital. And I ran out of the brothel really fast, and I'm just covered in all these soaps. And I really don't know what to do." And he just stands up. He's covered in bubbles. And he's like, "I need you to help me get to the clothing place, but there's these like water sprayers, and there's these people with like, they're holding like buckets. Literally, these people have like come on, hand. Other hand, let's go. Come on." They have like a bucket, and they're taking this ladle and like throwing water on the ground. And he's like, "I can't get hit by the water sprayers, or I'll get arrested." And it's just the most nonsensical. I've got a highlight of it. I'll post it in Discord
That is
again later.
hilarious.
It is there's like 7 or 8 quests in the game that are just that funny, and I was just like, I can't. It's so good. The writing is genius, and they're gonna
I want
keep.
to play that game.
It's
I'll
great.
get it eventually.
Hope actually beat the True Millennium Tower, which is the ultimate final end dungeon. So,
The hard mode, pretty much. The extra.
no, you have to have max level on your main job and like level 70 on all your side jobs to be able to even stand a chance.
Jesus.
And I will tell you right now, that is a shit ton of grinding. Like that is dozens of hours of grinding. But that modern style, oh my god, Bubble Man is so good. Anyway, the old side quest, probably the one that I will remember my entire life, is the Legend of Dragoon Faust. Like I remember when I got to that guy, I only had enough money to get fire resistance gear for Dart. And Faust is just like nonstop fire. Whole party's dead except for Dart. You res them, he's just like fire, and they all die again. And I'm like,
Fire in my laser.
yeah, I'm like, I guess we just die now. But that Faust quest, it was so good. It gave you an ultra good item too. That Legend of Dragoon is just such a classic. They should Blue Point. Get on it.
Oh, that would be good.
Can you imagine a Blue
Sony
Point?
acquired Blue Point, and because that's originally a Sony game.
It's theirs,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
If that announces, I literally might melt in my chair.
That would be pretty awesome. I mean, the backgrounds for that game still look good today.
The
I watched
music,
recently.
the combat.
Yeah, it's like improved version of like the action command system.
I know. And like you have like the combos in combat where you have to go hit.
Combo.
Oh god, it's
Yeah.
so good. Lane, I understand. It's probably one of the best RPGs ever made.
I love that game.
So now that we've talked about positive side quests, what we like, now we gotta talk about bad side
I
quests.
didn't do my retro. Thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. Retro. What's your retro?
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
My retro one is Oblivion, the Thieves Guild. You just progressively like it's some stuff is like just completely different from your average gameplay, and it kind of shifts the entire focal point and lets you do something that you didn't think you even could do in the game. And I remember you just progressively take on bigger jobs and everything, and you're fencing your stolen goods and stuff, and you're advancing the ranks at the Thieves Guild and everything. And it's stealth gameplay, which is kind of part of Oblivion, but the final mission you have to steal like one of the Elder Scrolls or something, which is like it's the title of the series, you know, and you go like inside the Imperial Palace or something. It's some big building in the middle of the city, and normally you cannot even get in there. You can't even break in there. And this quest unlocks like this whole different area that is highly regarded in the game, and you're like, I shouldn't be here, but I am, and I'm gonna steal this thing because I'm good.
Because
like
you're
that.
a thief and you're gonna steal it.
Yeah, I'm Sly Cooper's forgotten son. So
That's another series that's dead now. It's never coming back.
yes. Speaking of, is that it for the favorite side quests?
Well, now we have what makes a bad side quest.
Just remind me I have a point to bring up later when we talk about game music.
Bad side quests. Fetch quests in general.
Yes, the entirety of Darksiders 2.
Just stop them.
It was literally fetch quest within a fetch quest within a fetch quest at one point. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
just stop it. I don't want to do fetch quests. I'm done. But I do
Fetch
them.
me 8 pelts.
Give me 8 pelts from these exotic badgers.
I want you to bring me 8 of these herbs on this mountaintop, guarded by enemies that you've all fought before, but a large multitude of them, and make it pretty much impossible to run past them. Thanks.
Oh, and by the way, there's random encounters.
Oh.
And they're unescapable.
Mandatory
side quest. Yeah, any side quest is deemed mandatory is not a side quest. It is main content.
One probably my, I won't say least favorite, but it's a contender, is the mandatory side quest of Zestaria. They do show flashbacks into the past of like how everything came to be, but you pretty much have a good guess by that point about the plot. But it is mandatory and you can miss out on them. It's just very...
Oh, it's Matt. Hi, Matt.
Ah, welcome.
Our resident S- ranked Sona.
S-.
That's what he keeps posting about. That's pretty... Yeah, I don't like mandatory side quests. I also don't like side quests that at the end they give you inconsequential rewards.
Right.
Like,
There's
hey,
the sword that you already had.
here's gear that's worse than what you can acquire from killing these enemies.
or
Yeah.
what's in the shop for negligible amounts of money.
Here's
Yeah.
here's a key to a chest that has a note that has no relevance to the story.
Yeah. Like I really like Nier, but the whole like to get C ending, you need to upgrade all your weapons and stuff. That's
No, you don't have to get. You just have to buy them all. That's it.
or even so, like that's so dumb.
You gotta
like,
buy
plus,
all 33
you're
weapons.
gonna gate
Who
you're gonna
would
gate
think of that?
story. Yeah, you're gonna gate story behind something stupid like that. That's just I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, I have all of the side quests done from the first half of the game, and then I got to the part where I have to start making the pink flower seeds. I'm like, yeah, I hate my life. I'm
You
like,
gonna plat it, Kelly?
no, God, no, I can't because there's speedrunning requirements. Not all speedrun games. There's like 8
Oh.
trophies for speedrunning.
Well, the thing is, that game has so many endings. By that point, you know the story like in and out.
But I'm not speedrunning. I legit won't do it.
Yeah, I only did
Somebody-
endings A and B, and I just watched the rest on YouTube. I didn't care.
I know people that have put in 80 hours already and platted the game, but it takes literally that long. And like I said, like just 30 minutes of just save scrubbing and praying to the RNG gods that you get the right color flowers.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst side quest I can never think of.
So the fact
RNG.
that I might have to do that tells me that, like, I might just stop doing side quests altogether because I'm like, I completed them all, the side quests. Oh wait, this pink flower one sounds terrible.
Right. Or maybe missable objects in the game. Like, I hate that. I feel like trophies are almost side quests on their own, pretty much. And Falcom. Missable trophies. OMG.
Where you have to go talk to every NPC in town.
Every NPC, multiple times.
Read all the
Multiple
dialogue.
times.
Read all the dialogue.
Not just like, it's literally like every time you have a plot development, they want you to go talk to all the major cast and even some of the side NPCs that you never really even talk to or maybe even see. And it's like, we get it that you put a lot of time into this game, but ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
Unless you're an elitist platinum hunter that has nothing else to chase right now. I don't know. That is very, very small amount of people want to do that.
Yep.
And like thinking of another modern game with a great side quest, that did take a little while. Ratchet and Clank. The hunting down 100 telepathopus brains.
I didn't
that
do
5
that.
times
I didn't
fast.
do that.
It takes a while, but it gives you like I think the rocket launcher or something. It's a really good upgrade, and it was fun, honestly, just seeing all that they had packed into this giant level. And Ratchet and Clank isn't really known for exploration, but like good gunplay, upgrades, and tight platforming. But it had a lot of that in that level, just with exploration as you check out some of the areas. And there are a few areas in the game that you can branch out, but that was a fun little thing. I enjoyed going for the platinum. That was probably my favorite platinum. But
You know,
getting
I
a
only
lot
have
topic,
2
but-
platinums. I have 2. One's
I
Ghost
have
of
one.
Ghost of Tsushima and 13 Sentinels.
I have Persona 5 Royal. That's it.
That
Nice.
is a, you know, I would like to play it, but I don't have time for a 200-hour
The
RPG.
Right.
the platinum on Royal is actually a lot easier than the original game.
I'm
Pretty
not
much
far from the original, honestly.
on Royal, like pretty much just play the game and
Takes
you'll
2
get pretty
playthroughs, doesn't
close.
it?
No, you can do it in
The
one.
original
Takes 2.
It takes
Yeah.
like 1.5, but
Well, no, you have to.
Royal,
No,
Royal's
the,
pretty easy.
the first one you have to get all the way to fight Elizabeth, don't you? The twins.
I don't think so. But
Yeah,
I thought
think.
it was like 1.5.
I think I'm thinking about Persona 3. That's not doesn't have trophies. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking of.
But anyway, I think
The
I could be
only-
wrong.
The
Right.
only trophy that I remember really being quote missable, but if you make multiple saves, it's not a big deal. Was getting a perfect score on an exam. I think was one of them.
Oh yeah.
So that one I didn't get right away, but I went back to like an old save and just like quickly like went through a bunch of days until the exam, and then I just looked up the answers.
Guys, I got the thing on my news feed. Yakuza team announces Judgment sequel, Lost Judgment.
Yes.
A sequel
just
to
announced
Judgment.
Like a Dragon.
A sequel to Judgment.
Judgment was a spinoff of the Yakuza series
Yeah.
with its own protagonist and everything. It was like
Okay.
almost like Ace Attorney, but with Yakuza beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we went off the sidetrack enough with side
We
quests.
sure did. We went down a rabbit hole and entered the Matrix.
Cool. So Returnal, I played it on launch day. I had struggles getting it actually.
Yeah.
It is a lot harder than I expected it to be.
I saw gameplay. I was expecting it, so
The controversy that happened though is the game is so long, and there's no way to have a save state. The only way to
Yeah.
save it is like to save your run is to put your system in rest mode, and we all know putting PS5 in rest mode is a really bad idea.
that's a no.
Well, the problem is people were putting it in rest mode, and the system was doing auto updates at night and restarting their system, which closes the game, and they
Yeah.
lose their run. Not only that, that's one problem. The other problem they had this week is that there was a patch they put out that was randomly corrupting people's saves. So no matter how far they were, it erased their permanent items that they got.
Huh.
So it's like, well, I'm not playing this trash game anymore. There's a reason it didn't have above a 90 on Metacritic. That's all I gotta say. Y'all, I gotta say that in 2021, we should be able to have save states on any game. All they'd have to do is take and say, okay, you want to quit for today? Here's your save state. As soon as you reload, it deletes it.
Yeah.
That's easy.
I agree. There's no reason at all not to have a temporary save, because if you die, you still have to start over. It still keeps the roguelike mechanic. There's no reason at all not to be able to have temporary saves that you can just load back in.
It's terrible.
I've played several roguelike games, most of them indies, like made by independent developers.
Hades was amazing.
All of them have save states that you can just pick quick
Hades
saves
does.
Yeah.
where you can pick up where you left off. Nobody wants to have to, and Returnal is like a 4-hour long run, right?
Oh, it's way longer than that.
Yeah.
Who
I've
the
seen
hell
4 hours.
has time to sit there and play a game for 4 hours straight?
Right. And like who wants to have to repeat?
Like
That
maybe once in a
run.
while, but not like every day. You guys know what I mean.
You make like 2 hours into it. Well, that's your significant other calls you and they want you to watch a movie with them. Well, you put it on rest mode. Guess what? The game's gone.
I
you know, and
mean,
you gotta
I
restart
played a
from
Runeterra
scratch.
tournament for 10.5 hours straight, so...
Yeah.
But
that's-
Returnal, you gotta pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, you die. It's stressful.
It is fast.
It does look very fun, and I think I would play it if it went on sale and maybe had a few more updates.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It
wait
looks
until
like a
they...
good game. It's just kind of the problem with roguelikes, in my opinion. God, they are addictive. They are fun for a brief amount of time, and then the frustration hits of having to repeat the same content over and over until you get good enough for that last.
But you
bit.
see, Hades was short. It was like half an hour. This game is like 10 hours long.
Yeah.
People have beaten it in 4. I've seen several runs.
You know, we're
gonna.
gonna go look at the handy dandy how long to beat.
Well, doesn't I thought that I was reading that Returnal does have like call them, I guess, checkpoints to where if you die, you just go back to those, right?
After you get to a certain spot, you start at a biome that's farther in the game,
Right.
but you got to make
But
it
maybe,
really far.
but making it through one biome probably takes what, an hour or two at least.
Yeah, they're not easy.
Yeah. But anyway, it's
and
just
even that for most
frustrating.
people is a long time to sit down and play a game.
Yeah. Roguelikes are usually fun for a brief amount of time, and asking for your commitment for that period of time and not having like a save state is kind of ridiculous in modern days, because
Yeah.
even independent developers offer that for their games.
I mean, that's all I'm asking for is a save state, because like I'd like to be able to jump in for half an hour to an hour because it's high stress, but then just stop and come back later. But I don't have that option. You have to keep playing until you die. It's bad. It's bad design.
But
I agree.
it's still a roguelike.
I know. Get good, scrub. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have to get good for that final payoff for a small amount of content. You know.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, the farthest I made it was there was this room that had these lasers guarding these turrets, and I disabled all of those. And there's this big guy that even if you hit them with your charged up attack, it takes off like 0.5% of their health. And like, I'm just like, this fight's gonna last for like an hour plus, no matter what I do. There's nothing I could do to do more damage to it.
You just gotta pray to the RNG gods to get an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty
I
much it.
had an upgraded gun. It just wasn't strong enough to kill it, I guess. I wasn't lucky enough.
Yeah. It's one of those situations. Roguelike.
Yeah, roguelike. Yeah. Kelly learned her lesson. Do not buy games like that.
Unless it's supermassive.
Supermassive games are great. Hades was awesome.
Transistor. Empire. Bastion.
So, what'd you have to bring up, Nick? You said you had a topic.
Yes. So Activision shut down the Spyro and
Oh, I know. It's so sad.
Crash Bandicoot studios.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
they shut them down.
Yeah, because they sold their stuff, cashed in on the nostalgia hype, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't need you right now." So,
The Toys for
get out.
Bob closed their doors on those projects.
which Sly Cooper would have been a great series to revitalize in that.
Jack and
fashion.
Daxter?
Yeah, they're working on
Yes.
Call of Duty instead. Call of Duty makes them so much
They
money.
literally made them a support team for Warzone.
Yep.
What they didn't just kick out the door. So
Ugh.
Hey, it's Sora. Hi,
Let's
Sora.
I would have loved like a Jack and Daxter remake or remaster from that same team.
You know what?
Well,
We
they
need to get
did
Sora
that,
to join our Discord. Let me go and find an invite.
but like they did the remastered version, and Limited Run Games also, I think they made the collector's editions for that, and now I think it's like $600 on freaking eBay.
Oh, I
Which is
can't
really
post it.
not
I
right.
can't post in chat. What is this crap? Let's see if I can post over here. I can't post the link in chat. What is this nonsense? Yeah, Joe Aniki. I don't know. I haven't seen Hope streams. He never really posts them.
I was
No.
watching Hope stream one night. He actually just beat Dark Souls 2, I think. And he streamed that game, Cho Aniki, which is like this really like acid trip of a game on the PS1.
Huh.
It's so weird. It was funny.
Yeah, the Jack and Daxter games are going for about $300 a piece
Oof.
now for the collector's
The
edition.
PS4 limited runs.
Yep.
Oh,
I
Yeah, it
recently
looks like the
replayed
link
it.
doesn't
Those
work.
games are freaking hard. Like I went back and played it. I was like, how did I beat this?
what game?
Jack and Daxter.
The first
Like-
Jack and Daxter is hard.
Yes. Jack 2's even harder. I remember that much.
Really? I didn't.
Yes.
I don't remember struggling on 2 or 3, but I had a hard time on the first.
I
one.
remember running from the tank and dying like incessantly. Do you not remember that part?
Oh, you're
Oh,
too lazy to go
it's been
Discord?
so long.
It's been it was like towards the beginning of the game. I was like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. But there was a fish catching mini game that was practically required.
Oh yeah, that was
my
freaking
gosh.
hard.
What game
I
was
probably
this?
spent Jack
Jack
and
and
Daxter
Daxter?
1. That's a terrible side quest.
Yeah, that right
Like
there. I second that.
It was practically a mandatory side quest type thing. And
Callie,
it's a mini game. It's
this
hell. It was absolute hell.
It's this mini game, and you're like holding the net in the river, and you have to like move the net back and forth to catch fish. And the fish are coming really fast, and also there's like poison fish or whatever, and you can't catch the poison fish or else you lose instantly.
It's literally fish are coming at you like
yeah, it's hard.
That fast. It's like a bullet hell of fish that you have to catch and don't catch.
Wow, that sounds awful.
It's a good time. I almost cried.
Like I don't remember just from recently playing it on the PS4. Like I don't remember the stick being that sensitive either.
Right.
Like it's just like it moves really quick.
If they could remake a game, that would be perfect for in that same style. Use the same engine. Heck, just give it like a better 4K resolution on PS5 or whatever. I mean, people would buy the thing. They bought Spyro, they bought Crash Bandicoot. They're willing to buy Jack and Daxter, which is highly regarded as one of the best platformers for a lot of people. People love Naughty Dog, and they would love to see, give that to Blue Point or whatever, like just, or maybe Blue Point could hire the people from Toys for Bob and just make it like a retro studio. I don't know.
Yeah, here Naughty Dog is thinking about, and maybe they are remastering The Last of Us, which isn't even 10 years old.
Right.
Why don't they remake an actual game people want to play?
Yeah. Like The Last of Us still looks pretty dang good.
They have it on PlayStation 4 remastered already.
Yeah, just go play it.
It looks fantastic still.
Just go play it. I don't get it.
Yeah. And that Show Energy game definitely looks like an acid trip.
So on Sunday nights, plus other nights in the week when we feel like it, we're playing League of Legends together now.
Yep.
Got a whole section of Discord set up for that, a role where you could do the thing and get notified when people are looking for stuff. I mean, I think I did a good job setting it up, not just patting myself on the back. What else you guys want to talk about today? What we've been playing, yeah? We haven't had a podcast for like a month.
Oh, geez. So, where did we leave off? What did I play a month ago?
Completed Final Fantasy VI. I think I probably covered that.
I don't know what I don't know.
I've beaten Resident Evil 5. I tried a Nuzlocke on Digimon Cyber Sleuth, which doesn't work out very well, people. I'll tell you that. It's just too story heavy to try and do something like that. But and the balancing of Digimon is either too easy, walk in the park for most of the
or brutal hard.
Yes, there's no in between. Hard mode is meant for New Game Plus, I guarantee it, but it's just, I don't know. Cakewalk the first run, and then I know in-game gets hard, but it still takes a while to get there. The game, on how long to beat, it says 50 hours. So,
well,
it's a while to
let's see.
There.
I try to tell you, Sophie. Did we lose Nick?
No, I'm here.
Oh, your camera froze on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, just your camera.
Oh,
I got a
there it goes.
goofy look on stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
Yeah. Yeah, so I tell you, Sophie, I tried that. Returnal, new Pokemon Snap. That's fantastic. If you liked Pokemon Snap, you're going to like the new one.
Yes, that dropped. Oh, that's a big game. I really want to play that, even though I haven't played like a Pokemon game in Well, I tried Sun and Moon or whatever, but
It's not a Pokemon game, it's a photography game.
right. I mean, I played the original. I love the original.
You're gonna love this one then.
Right. There's
Because
just all
now,
these new Pokemon.
now it's not just one Pokemon picture. There's 4 different star levels of Pokemon. So there's different poses and stuff you could get them in, and you get different ones per. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I saw like a little bit of your gameplay.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really have time to stop by, but I saw just a little bit.
See, I beat Yakuza like a dragon. We're playing Near Replicant. We're playing League of Legends. We're Runeterra. I'm sure I've played a bunch of other stuff, but I've forgotten. That's what my Twitch schedule for. It tells me what I did. I'll go look, because I don't remember.
Right. Actually, I should probably do the same. I've already got Twitch up since I was trying to pull up our podcast on there. I was like, why isn't it showing we're live?
I got to compete in the seasonal tournament for Runeterra, compete against the top 1,000 in the North America. That was hard as hell.
Awesome.
Hard as hell.
Did you end up getting like an overall like rank of where you placed on that?
I got 4 wins, 5 losses, but that's enough to get the card back and icons, so it shows that I participated in the tournament.
Nice.
Oh yeah, E's 9. I stopped playing that.
It's good once you finish it.
I'm sure it
but
is.
It's you just need to drop the difficulty, which kind of kills the tension a little bit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they just want you to grind.
Oh yeah, we beat Diablo 3 too.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
All right, cool. Lane, what'd you play? You
Yeah,
beat
I've
Devil May
been
Cry.
playing- I've been playing Grandia too.
So if I go like way back, I don't know if I covered it. I did beat Bravely Default 2.
Oh yeah.
Base game, not post game. Post game's long. Well, it can be.
Right.
I'm not that hardcore. I already put 60 hours in the game.
Yeah, those grindy games. Usually their
yeah.
post game's insane.
Overall, like it was pretty challenging in a few times, a few bosses, but I did really enjoy it. Solid 8 out of 10 game for me, I'd say.
Nice.
But I don't really want to do the post game. I'm burnt out on that game, but I enjoyed it while it lasts. So
Right.
but yeah, beat Bravely Default 2. Definitely a good itch for that classic turn-based JRPG. Let's see. Uncharted 4. I played a few short games. I played Uncharted 4. Really liked that game. Great conclusion to Nathan Drake's journey.
Yes, fantastic game. Love it.
Yeah. I think my favorite is still Uncharted 2, but I think Uncharted 4 is probably my second favorite.
Yeah, I agree with that. Uncharted 2 just felt like this complete package.
I tried the first like a decade ago and didn't like it.
The first is the
hasn't aged
worst.
very well.
The first is the worst by far.
It's a little rough. Yeah.
That's what they say about Mass Effect as well as the first
Oh,
one's not
gosh.
good.
But in Legendary, they like completely revamped Mass Effect.
Well, if I see it on sale for
Yes.
like $20, I'll buy it in a year.
They've literally like revamped the shooting system, your levels, etc. It made it exploration. You can't instantly die if you screw up when you're out on the planet's surface, etc. Just a lot of quality of life improvements, which I did not expect them to do for that game.
I
That's
didn't either.
a pretty big overhaul.
Well, that's
Honestly.
good.
Not only graphically, but they did like user interface, gameplay mechanics. They did a pretty big, I'd almost say, a remake of the first one, probably.
Pretty near. It's pretty
If I'll have to check out the graphics for the first one. I know I've seen like the second or thirds, but the graphics for those were pretty similar.
Yeah, they have some pretty good like comparisons on the website.
Yeah,
between-
I've yet to see one for Mass Effect 1 though, is the thing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But
And they also have it to where you can carry your character's exact appearance across all 3 games.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they didn't. I don't think they had the female Commander Shepard in at least Mass Effect 1. I'm not sure about 2.
Bam Shep.
Yeah. They had her in the 2nd, I believe, but
yeah. So that's cool that you can start as female Shepard and go through the whole game.
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so Uncharted 4, loved it. I played Ratchet and Clank on the PS4 version of
That's
Ratchet
a
and
great
Clank.
game.
Yes. If you watched me stream, I may or may not have raged a little bit on the final boss.
Yeah, I was about to say that final level's like a pain.
I think Rem was there. Like I was pissed, but it was funny because like I was just like, nope, I'm done. I quit the stream, and then like I beat him like first try after I quit the streaming.
Streaming puts a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah,
You know, I gotta say, I'm so used to streaming now because Poco was talking about that earlier, and in her stream, like, they were messing up on their gameplay because they were streaming. I'm like, you know, it's been so long since I've played a game without streaming. It's kind of
Getting
weird.
into it. Yeah, I get that. Less pressure.
Yeah, you get used to it, but it's still there, I think.
I mean, speaking of games that we're gonna try to stream, I'm gonna contact Miss America, see if we can get a copy of Disgaea 6 this summer.
Oh, that'd be nice. I thought you said Miss America for a second. I was like,
Nippon
that's what I heard too.
Software.
I was like, why would Miss America give us the game?
It's gonna be like Leisure Suit Larry or something.
Callie clearly has friends in high places. Anyway, Ratchet and Clank was a great game, great short game.
Yes.
Definitely after playing that, I'm looking more forward to the new.
The next one looks
Drifted
so
Apart.
good. It looks so
does.
good.
Oh my gosh.
It looks fun.
And all the weird weapons and everything
Yeah.
is something that I always look forward into Ratchet and Clank.
It looks like the first actual PlayStation 5 game.
Yeah, it's the ray tracing is in particular. Have they given like performance benchmarks on that game yet?
No.
I'm curious if it'll do 60 with the ray tracing on.
Probably. It looks very smooth from what I've seen.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Like the
ray tracing, I don't know about. But
Ray tracing is like it's like when someone has like a horse that they're riding, and the horse has got 1 horsepower, and then they got 60 horses to get 60 FPS. Just hear me out. And then all of a sudden, there's an avalanche that comes down and kills half the horses. That's ray tracing.
it's like they inject their racehorse with super steroids, so the horse is now muscled up and can run at twice the speed, but it gets tired.
Yeah.
About halfway through the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Super Saiyan 3. It's like Super Saiyan 3, right?
Yeah. But I agree. Like that game, like in particular, like the showcases they've showed of the ray tracing in that game, like you can really like the reflections off of Clank stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can really see that this is like next level.
And you're like, how does a game that's so originally like just so cartoony kind of looking get that level of detail and everything? And they've done it. They've done a good job of giving like something that runs well and looks good, which is about all you can ask for in a game as far as graphics go.
I agree.
As far as like the gameplay I've seen, looks phenomenal. They load the entire level and everything. It's just
so that's the next new game I'm gonna buy. What about you guys?
This guy is 6 probably.
Probably just Mass Effect.
Oh, okay. After Mass
that
Effect.
too.
After Mass Effect.
After Mass Effect.
This guy is 6 for me.
Probably Ratchet. You think?
I'll get Ratchet eventually, but I mean, I love Ratchet. I'm not one to buy games day one, so I'll probably get Disgaea 6 for the collector's edition because I'm like collecting that series. But I'll probably get the new Ratchet and Clank on sale eventually.
Yeah, it's like Callie plays hot trash so you don't have to, like the Hyperdimension Neptunia Virtual Stars. Oh god, that game is so bad. It's so bad.
I'm pretty sure I did tell you that, but
It did
I'm
not
not-
look at that bad though.
You were warned.
it's just those games. I cannot get into them.
Well, team, is there anything else you want to talk about, or we? Go ahead.
Hold up. So the only other game I played was Devil May Cry 5, and I did beat that. That was
It
fun.
looks good.
The music
so
kicks
good.
ass.
And
I
that
love
is
the
true.
music. And
That definitely has a kicking soundtrack.
yeah. I have a hard time like remembering all the combos and stuff, but it's just
The combos are over
Yeah.
the top on that game.
Yes, well, I
Yeah.
said, like I keep telling Lane, they've had 5 games to build it up, but
yeah. For me, it was like I'm still button mashing, but I don't care. It's still fun to just
right. Thank God for the lower difficulties in that.
It's worse than Battleland Wonderworld. No, Battleland Wonderworld is the worst game on the Nintendo Switch. Go look up. It's so bad.
Resident Evil Village dropped today, so
Are you gonna play that?
yes, I'm also going to buy that on sale though.
You'll
If
have
it's
to-
not RPG, then I usually just wait for it to like drop in price because it probably will.
Yeah, I pre-ordered a couple games with the Twitch earnings I had. I got Bug Fables from Limited Run.
Oh, that looked good.
It's so good. And I pre-ordered Tales of Arise. That
Oh, yeah, I
collector's
saw that.
edition. That game looks so good. And then Scarlet Nexus looks so good.
That is what I'm probably hyped for Scarlet Nexus more than I am Tales of Arise because
Oh wow.
I've yet to have like a only Tales of game that I've played is Tales of Zestaria.
Well, then you start at the bottom. You can only go up.
I know, right?
That's the worst game.
That's funny because that's actually the first Tales game I played, so I knew that even if I hated it, it could only get better from
Yeah,
here.
has the worst
it was a
one.
decent game. It just
I-
I got the game for like $8, including shipping. So they had like a $12 DLC for the speed running thing that like doubled your XP gain and gave you like more money, which is perfect for that game because your
Yeah.
levels do all of Jack Diddley squat if you don't have